Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a bit of a chaotic video today because I wanted to finish this part-built house that I started when I got the seasons pack months ago, probably about 3 or 4 months ago now. And it's been left unfinished for all that time, and I thought today was the day that I was going to finish it. So I started filming for it, and then once I'd finished the entire house, I realised that all of the landscaping didn't film. So I've kind of jumbled it all together because I am really proud of how this house turned out, and I did want to pop it on this channel because the first video that I thought that I was going to do, I set up for all weekend, and then I realised that I probably didn't have the right audio setup yet to film it. So I'm going to hold on that for a little bit, and I've come back with this shorter video for this house, and it has basically no speed build to it, so it's kind of just a showcase, but I hope you enjoy it. I love where this house went and where it ended up. I think I stopped building it probably because I was really nervous about the landscaping, so I didn't finish some of the bedrooms upstairs, and then I think I got too overwhelmed, so I was doing other projects and gameplay, but I've come back to it now. So this is the whole downstairs area that is completely finished, and the upstairs. So I thought I'd take you through just where it started, what it looks like. So I got the seasons pack, and I really wanted to do a sunken kitchen, so that's where the basis for the house comes from, and I really liked how it turned out. I had to fiddle with it a lot when I was first making it because I did want the kitchen to be right at the front and on the right hand side sunken, but you can't do it to the edge of a sort of property. It has to at least have one square, and then that looked really strange. So I've just done it in the middle, and then I've created a study space. So this is the dining room area at the moment. The outside space hasn't been done at all at this point, and I just sort of laid out where I wanted it to go. And then we've got a lovely little fireplace. So when I was building this, I was just starting to know about the bb.moveobjects cheat and cluttering and how to make a place really full and sizing things down. So you've got the lights sized down around there to act as little, I don't know, flashlights or something that are often in kitchens. And that was the sunken kitchen. And then a study space that I've tried to fill up, and it's sort of got this, I wanted to make a ranch house. One of my favourite shows is a Canadian horse riding show, and they have an absolutely stunning ranch. It's called Heartland. I don't know if anyone's ever seen it, but I love that show. I grew up reading the books, and then it came to TV, and it's set in Canada, and they've got a gorgeous ranch. So I sort of wanted to do that because the seasons windows and the aesthetic and the stone that they've got with the pillars and things all sort of fitted that ranch house vibe. So the downstairs is really traditional. It's got lots of old rugs and bookshelves, and you've got a skill building area, and quite grand and old and traditional. So that's where we started, and then we're going to jump into the speed build of, we've got one bathroom to do still, a nursery section which is off the master bedroom, and then a guest bedroom and a kids bedroom, I decided. So I think all through the house it's quite a closed off floor plan. There are a lot of walls. The only sort of open, I guess there is sort of a wraparound area where you've got a sort of fireplace, a living room, skill building section, and then dining room and another fireplace. So it's really old and cozy, I thought. And I actually, when I was making this, I really loved this house. It just got too big because I think it's on a 40 by 40 plot or a 40 by 30 or something, and that was just too much. So in the end, I counted the tiles of the house and popped it on a 20 by 30 lot, and that just made it so much nicer to furnish and to landscape at the end, because that's what I really didn't want to do. But I'm so pleased with how it turned out, and I'm so sad that it didn't film it. I don't even know what happened. OBS updated a couple of days ago now, and since then I've been having a few problems with it not starting up and not doing as I want and obviously not filming. So I hope that all gets fixed because it's really quite frustrating, but this is what we've got, and it's a shorter video, so that might be really good for people. I'm just furnishing the nursery at the moment, and I immediately placed that little night light by the bed because I love that moodlet that the toddlers get when they wake up next to it. It puts them in a happy mood and it's just so cute. I love that part of the toddler pack. So I thought this room, because I connected it with a arch to the master bedroom, I thought it could be a sort of nursery, and I'd anticipated it would just be for the cots, but I realised how big the room was that it worked perfectly to be a toddler's room as well. So if you don't like it being so open, you can delete that archway, and it's got a door to the corridor, so it can be completely closed off if you want. But I thought it was really nice to look through the master bedroom into that, and it's quite realistic. I mean, I don't have a large family, but when my cousins were born, they always slept in their parents' room, and it just helps with looking after them. You don't have so far to walk, which is why I also don't put the high chair downstairs. It would be really good for the toddler's movement skill, but I just find it's easier to put it in the nursery and just have them stay sort of in the same place, because obviously toddlers walk so slowly and they've got such little legs that it really takes forever. And I just completely spread through that bathroom being created. I used the same colours as the first one that I'd done, and I actually had to refurnish that because I realised the first time it didn't film, and so I thought I'd scrap it and go out. Little did I know that the whole outside wouldn't film, and I was not scrapping the outside because there are hundreds of plants out there that I placed, and I was so upset. So when I didn't even think that it filmed any of this part because the file corrupted, so I was so happy when I managed to even get this back. I'm not sure what OBS has done, maybe I need to change my files or something, but I got a little bit, and so I'm really happy. And this is the guest bedroom. It's got much more of the same sort of colour scheme as the downstairs area, so much more traditional and in keeping with that theme, so really classic, which is why I thought it would be nice for a guest bedroom, which doesn't really happen in The Sims. It can also be a teen room or change it to whatever you need, but I thought it was quite nice, and I really quite like that wallpaper actually. I'm usually into really modern stuff, but I think that one works really nicely with that warm yellow. And I put Jerry in the corridor. He's sort of, not being in the Sims community for so long, I didn't know that that was anything that people talk about, but other content creators have created whole let's plays around that photo and put it in all their houses and things, so I thought it was a perfect house to have it in. So he's big by the corridor and fills up that space nicely. And then I'm just working on this kids' bedroom. So they've got a desk up here to do their homework. It's all quite old and traditional. Most of the room is actually on a white colour scheme, but I just thought I've always wanted a large, I guess, mahogany, like really dark desk in a really big study. So you've sort of got that downstairs, but I also put it in the kids' bedroom. And again, I try to get as much in as I can because the houses that I make aren't huge. I don't like furnishing really large bedrooms because I do like everything to look really cluttered. So I size stuff down and I alt place, which is a lifesaver for building. And I've just made this really sweet kids room. This is the Hispanic new wall mural, I guess. And I thought I could use it. I thought it would look really nice as a feature piece, but I ended up scrapping it. But I do start using some of that pack outside. And the only thing with that new update for Hispanic History Month this month is that they didn't flag any of the items as new items. So I loaded into my game and I had absolutely no idea what the new things were. But I've used some of it, and I think that kids' room turned out really nice and compact and got everything you need in there. This is the finished thing. So as you can see, a lot of it did not film. I really went to town with the landscaping, and I didn't want the backyard to be too big because I just didn't think that having a swimming pool fitted with the house in the slightest. So I did all this landscaping outside and tried to keep really quite consistent with the plants that I was using. So I think I've gone for pinks and oranges, and then those really bright greens and a few beech trees dotted around, and then the usual sort of stones everywhere. And I'm really quite proud of it. It's not one of the most detailed gardens I've done, but I just think it works really well with how small the lot is and that big entrance way. And if you're wondering, the stones that I've used for the pathway are from Debug. So I just scrolled through, found the ones I liked, and then placed them, and I was really quite happy with it. Then you got this big porch to start off with, a seat there, and a lot of green and foliage. I didn't know whether I should show the whole house again, because the downstairs is pretty much identical to where I started because it had been completely finished. So I'm just going to show all the rooms that I've done in the speed build today. And actually finishing this house did not take as long as I thought it would, because I was 80% there with a house. So I've just done these bedrooms, and I think it took sort of an hour and a half to do all the landscaping and the furnishing. But I was so pleased with the landscaping that I didn't want to delete it all when I realised it didn't film. So you've got the kids' bedroom, and I put the lights up there, which I love as little ornaments. I've got fairy lights in my room at the moment, and they make me so happy. All through university, well, last year in my final year, I had fairy lights, and I do the really, really bad thing, especially for a geography student studying climate change. I would leave them on when I went out, so that in the winter when I came back, I had these beautiful fairy lights lighting up my room for me. But I loved it. It made me really feel warm and cozy. So that's the nursery. I also made this outside space, which is a balcony, and I've used the outdoor retreat log fire thing, which I thought worked really nicely. And then just another look at the Sunken Kitchen, which was the premise of the build, and this beautiful, I think, like dining room. I could imagine you having your meal and then going to the fireplace to have your bourbon or scotch or whatever if you're an old sort of rancher. And this is the outside. So this is the new pergola from the Hispanic update. I didn't know what to put on the outside because I didn't want to put a pool, and so I've left it really, really simple, and I thought that kind of worked well. Works with all the flowers that I've got, and I wanted to use it. So it's a nice and simple backyard. You can change it how you want it. There's a bit of gardening you can do, and just that really old oak tree, or large oak tree. So thank you so much for watching. I know this is a bit of a chaotic video because half of it didn't film and this was a semi-finished house already. It's a reminder to all of you who have semi-finished builds to go finish them, because I think you can create really, really nice houses and you don't want to waste all that hard work that you've put in already. So go finish them, be motivated too, and thank you so much. If you could like this video, comment, subscribe, that would be amazing. Also follow my gallery if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time.